You think St. Patrick's Day is just green beer and parades? You're missing the wildest parts of its story. Every year, the world erupts in a sea of green. From Dublin to Dallas, Sydney to Tokyo, we paint our faces, don our shamrocks, and maybe even attempt a jig or two. St. Patrick's Day isn't just a holiday. It's a vibrant global phenomenon, a day when everyone feels a little bit Irish. But peel back the layers of green and you'll find a tapestry woven with ancient myths, surprising history, and a powerful tale of identity that stretches far beyond the Emerald Isle. This isn't just about a saint. It's about snakes that never existed, plants that taught complex theology, and how a small island story became a beacon for millions across the globe. Get ready, because we're about to decode the true magic behind this global celebration. At its heart, St. Patrick's Day honours the patron saint of Ireland, a figure whose life story is as much legend as it is fact. Born in Roman Britain in the late 4th century, Patrick wasn't even Irish. His real name was probably Maiwin Sucat. As a teenager, he was kidnapped by Irish raiders and enslaved, spending 6 years herding sheep in the cold, desolate hills of Ireland. It was during this harsh period that he found solace and strength in his Christian faith. He eventually escaped, returning to his family, but the call of Ireland never truly left him. He felt compelled to return, not as a captive, but as a missionary, bringing Christianity to the land where he had suffered. This transformation from slave to saint is a powerful testament to resilience and conviction, laying the groundwork for his legendary status. Now let's talk about those snakes. You've heard the tale. St. Patrick, with righteous fury, drove all the snakes from Ireland into the sea, banishing evil and paganism from the land. It's a vivid image, a dramatic act of divine power, and it's one of the most enduring stories associated with the holiday. But here's the twist that might surprise you. Ireland never had any native snakes to begin with. Geologically speaking, Ireland was covered in glaciers until about 10,000 years ago. As the ice retreated, it created a landmass surrounded by water. Snakes, being cold-blooded creatures, couldn't cross the vast icy channels or later the strong currents of the Irish Sea to colonize the island. So, scientifically, the banishment is a bit of a historical head-scratcher. This is where the story gets really interesting. If there were no literal snakes, what was Patrick really banishing? Most historians and theologians agree that the snakes are a metaphor. They represent the pagan beliefs and practices that were prevalent in Ireland before Christianity took hold. Patrick's mission was to convert the pagan Irish to Christianity, and his success was truly remarkable. He didn't just introduce a new religion. He skillfully blended Christian teachings with existing Celtic traditions, making the transition smoother and more appealing. The tale of him driving out the snakes symbolizes the triumph of Christianity over these older, serpentine faiths. It's a powerful narrative tool, a way to explain the widespread adoption of the new religion through a dramatic, easily understood image. Patrick's missionary work wasn't about slithering reptiles. It was about laying the spiritual and cultural foundation that would shape Ireland for centuries. He established monasteries, churches and schools, and while we might not know every detail of his life with certainty, his impact on Irish society is undeniable, solidifying his historical importance. Setting the stage for the holiday we celebrate today. And what about that little green plant we all wear, the shamrock? It's arguably the most recognizable symbol of St. Patrick's Day, even more so than green hats or leprechauns. This unassuming three-leafed clover has a story that's deeply intertwined with Patrick's mission. Legend has it that Patrick used the shamrock to explain the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, to the unconverted Irish. He'd pick up a shamrock and show how 3 distinct leaves could still be part of one plant. It was a simple, yet brilliant visual aid, making a complex theological concept understandable to people deeply connected to nature. This clever use of a common plant helped cement the shamrock's place in Irish iconography. It became a powerful visual representation of Christian faith, a kind of natural catechism. But its symbolism didn't stop there. Over time, perhaps because of its association with a revered saint and its prevalence in the lush Irish landscape, the shamrock also came to be associated with luck and good fortune. Think about the 4-leaf clover, the rare cousin of the shamrock, and how it's universally seen as lucky. The three-leaf shamrock, though not as rare, carries a similar vibe, especially when linked to St. Patrick's blessing. So, whether you're wearing it for faith, for heritage, or just for good luck, the shamrock is a small but mighty symbol that tells a big part of the St. Patrick's Day story. Now let's talk about how St. Patrick's Day burst beyond its religious roots and became a symbol of Irish identity for millions, not just in Ireland, but across the entire globe. This shift is one of the most fascinating aspects of the holiday. For centuries, it was primarily a religious feast day, observed with church services and perhaps a quiet family meal. But history had other plans. The 19th century, particularly the mid-1800s, brought unimaginable hardship to Ireland in the form of the Great Famine. This catastrophic event forced millions of Irish people to emigrate, seeking survival and new opportunities in countries like the United States, Canada, Australia, and Britain. This mass exodus created what we now call the Irish diaspora, a global community of people of Irish descent, numbering in the tens of millions. These emigrants carried their culture, their memories, and their traditions with them. St. Patrick's Day, while still a religious observance for many, began to transform into something more. It became a powerful symbol of identity, a way for Irish immigrants to connect with their homeland, to celebrate their heritage, and to assert their presence in new, often challenging environments. In cities like New York and Boston, where Irish communities swelled, St. Patrick's Day parades became grand displays of cultural pride, a declaration of "we are here and this is who we are." These parades weren't just celebrations, they were often political statements, a way to showcase unity and strength in the face of discrimination or hardship. It evolved from a quiet religious day to a boisterous public declaration of Irishness, a day where everyone, Irish or not, could feel a part of something bigger. It's embraced by people whose ancestors left Ireland generations ago and by those who simply appreciate the rich tapestry of Irish culture. This brings us to the astonishing global reach of St. Patrick's Day today. It's undeniable. You can find celebrations in places you might never expect. From the massive parades in New York City, where Fifth Avenue turns into a river of green, to the dyeing of the Chicago River, or the Sydney Opera House lit up in emerald green. Even far-flung places like Tokyo host their own lively parades, and in parts of Africa and Asia, you'll find communities finding unique ways to mark the day. These celebrations aren't just about wearing green. They're vibrant manifestations of Irish music, dance and storytelling. Think of the lilting melodies of traditional Irish folk music, the intricate footwork of a step dancer, or the captivating charm of an Irish storyteller spinning tales of folklore and history. All of these elements come alive on St. Patrick's Day. It reflects the enduring appeal of Irish culture, its warmth, its humour, and its deep sense of community. The day embodies a spirit of camaraderie, inviting everyone to partake in the joy. It's a powerful demonstration of cultural exchange, showing how a specific heritage can transcend its origins and unite people across geographical boundaries, fostering a sense of shared humanity and celebration. It proves that a good story, a spirited jig, and a welcoming heart can truly bring the world together. For me, someone who isn't Irish by blood but embraces the spirit of the day, St. Patrick's Day is a beautiful example of how traditions can evolve and connect us. It's an annual invitation to celebrate community, to share a laugh with good company, and to appreciate the vibrant energy that Irish culture brings to the world. Whether it's sharing a simple meal with friends, listening to lively music, or simply enjoying the infectious good humour that fills the air, it's a small gesture of appreciation for joy and connection. I truly believe that traditions, even ones we adopt from others, can build bridges. In a world that often feels divided, finding common ground in celebration and shared cultural appreciation helps foster a sense of belonging for everyone. So, on this day, no matter where you are or what your background, let's all raise a glass, perhaps a green one, to the power of stories, symbols, and shared global identity. If you enjoyed decoding this story, make sure to check out our next video.